The second event of the BeamNG Monster Jam season continues on here to Minneapolis, Minnesota at the US Bank Stadium. This is one of the more historic venues for Monster Jam in the past, and we'll see which of these 14 drivers here tonight can come out on top in just their first event of the season. BeamNG Monster Jam on JRTV is coming up next.
It's about that time, so put it up, let's get it on. Made it this far, time to show the world who's number one. Number one, pull it up to the line, let's do it. Let's do it. Anything in my way, I'm running through it. I watch the lights and my hands are sweaty. I hear the people screaming, so you better get ready. Yeah, cause when it drops, I'ma take the shot, rock the spot, make it hot. Cause it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that. Cause it's about that. It's been a long time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that. It's about that time. It's been a long time.
The second event of the first week of BeamNG Monster Jam competition heads to the US Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis, Minnesota for Monster Jam coverage here on JRTV. I'm Joe Rukowski, along with me in the booth, Trey Bardo. Trey, it was a great event out in Brisbane, Australia. Now here we are in the United States, once again, Minneapolis, for these 14 drivers' first events of the season. What do you think we're going to see here with this track layout?
This is very compact. You're not going to get a lot of room to mess up, Joe.
Yeah, this has reminded me a lot, and fittingly colored, a Red Division track from last season. So maybe if some of these drivers were in the Red Division last season, they'll be used to it.
Yeah, if they weren't in it, they're in trouble.
Yeah, they might be. We have a great list of 14 trucks here for freestyling. Some of the trucks, their first ever event in the BeamNG Monster Jam series, period. For some drivers, their first ever event as well. It's going to be an exciting show here in Minneapolis. We'll go take a look at the 14 trucks to freestyle here for the second event of week one. Kicking off competition will be Chris Reynolds in the Overboard, then in Blacksmith we have Jackson Slett and Ryan Wilson behind the wheel of Rammunition.
In ScoobyDoo, we have Jacob Boyd, Kevin Maxwell in Saigon Shaker, and Josh Things in Axe.
Then we have David Spears in the Obsessed, Keyshawn Richardson in Raminator, and Caden Kessler in Son of a Digger.
Griffin Lynn behind the wheel of Titan, Bronson Minnick in Avenger, Lathan Strickland is in Bounty Hunter.
Then the final two, the big names, Trey Hernandez in Gravedigger, and Max Davis behind the wheel of Max D. All right, Trey, here we go. The first driver here tonight to take on the track. It's Chris Reynolds in the Overboard. This is a driver that has a lot of experience going out first in these events. He's doing it once again, this time in the Overboard truck. We'll see how Reynolds attacks the course and if he can survive the 90 seconds and maybe set the bar to a pretty decent pace like we saw with Sarah Kirchner yesterday in the Black Pro, putting out that 22.5 minute up in third place at the end of the night.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be interesting being the first truck out, especially on this thing. I mean, it's always interesting being the first truck out, but on a track like this, I mean, Joe, the jumps look steep. They look dangerous, and honestly, you don't know what you're getting into.
No, you do not. You can see right here how it looks like Reynolds is maybe being a little bit more conservative to start out, and rightfully so. You're the first truck out. You don't know how these jumps are going to send you. You're basically the guinea pig for all the 13 after you, and you have to try and go out and set a decent score to try and send that hot seat for a good while. So for Reynolds, definitely a little bit tepid at first, but starting to pick it up here, getting a little bit more courageous into this truck, and who knows, maybe you can try and set the bar pretty high in these final 30 seconds, put out some big moves, and set a pretty decent score here in this Overboard.
Oh, no!
Nicely controlled.
But, yeah, definitely. He's doing a great job. Got about 25 seconds remaining. He could hit the... I'm going to count that as a single jump right there. Nicely done as well. Joe, there's a couple... I don't know what you consider that one he hit there. Is that a step up? No.
So
what is that?
That has the 8-pack backflip ramp in the side of it.
Oh, okay.
So you call it the backflip ramp. As you see Reynolds into these final few seconds, I think right there, most of these drivers have timers in their trucks, or at least crew, over the radio telling them where they are in their run. He probably knew he was down to the final few seconds, wasn't going to get hit in, so decided to put in some donuts.
Hey, he kept the truck clean, so that's always number one.
Yes, and it was a pretty decent run as the first truck out. Probably not going to win the event, but I mean, if everyone goes out there and maybe ends the run early, he could end up with the event win, but we'll see what the judges give. Overboard, it'll be 2 6.5s and a 6. It's a 19 for Reynolds. Once again, a solid start to competition here in Minneapolis. And now, Trey, the first appearance in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series for both truck and driver. Jackson Schlett is out in the Blacksmith, and what a blast from the past this is. One of the more beautiful trucks in the history of Monster Jam.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I seen this truck. Was it, last memory I remember of it, was it going over the wall at the World Finals during this?
Well, that would be... Well, okay, yeah.
Wasn't that Blacksmith?
That was Black.
Yeah.
That was a while ago, though. That was...
Yeah, it's been a while, Joe. That's like one of the fondest memories I have of that truck for some reason.
Yeah, it's interesting when you think that the replacement for this truck then also went over the wall in the World Finals race.
Oh, Pirate's Curse.
Yeah, Captain's Curse. But yeah.
Oh crap, that's what it was. Yeah. It was close enough.
Yeah, but
it kept with the
curse.
Same thing, kind of. Yeah.
But you know what? Jackson Schlett doing a pretty good job in this Blacksmith truck. Definitely living up to the height that this truck has always produced. That was a nice wheelie right there, comboing it up into one of those jammer obstacles, but getting over it nicely. He's down to about the final 30 seconds. He's looking towards the backflip, thought better of it. Now going to that little car stack right there. Oh! Hold on.
Right.
Yeah, powered out of it, gets down off. Now the final 20 seconds. So just like what we saw out of Overboard and Chris Reynolds, you know, he's kind of been tepid at first, starting to pick it up here in these final few seconds and trying to pull out some big moves like that one right there. Wow, what a save!
Smoke that came right out of that thing. I'm surprised it's okay. He's got 5 seconds, one more move, pretty much just gonna be it, Joe. And you know what? That was a pretty good first run.
Yes, it was. Jackson Schlett, a rookie to the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, but wasn't driving like one here in Minneapolis, and I think he's possibly going to take over the lead here in this Blacksmith truck, especially after this move, which came with about 10 seconds left in the run. A very, very great save, and as you mentioned, definitely put the truck under some strain trying to save it.
Yeah, this one might hurt a little bit here. Oh, I'm surprised. Like I said, it held together other than a little bit of a flapping fender.
Yeah, that truck is good enough to use whenever his next event is, as the scores are enough to take the lead. It's a 20.5 for the Blacksmith, new leader here in Minneapolis. It's great to have this truck back as well. Not the first time it's been in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, but the first time this body style has, as Ryan Wilson moves from the Bro team to the Ram team behind the wheel of Rammunition. And think about this truck back in Season 2, had some success with Keyshawn Richardson behind the wheel. Now let's see what Ryan Wilson, one of the more accomplished BeamNG Monster Jam drivers, can do with this truck.
I always thought these trucks looked really cool. Just because it's like, it's an actual, truck body.
Yeah, it's literal Dodge Ram.
He's going to put it into some donuts here. He's going to find the backflip ramp, get some alright air off of that. He's going to combo it up, though, into a pod section, I guess you could consider that.
That's the pod right in the middle. It's in a weird place, but definitely sets up some interesting moments. And something else about this truck that we failed to mention yet, with that Hemi engine under the hood, it can produce a lot of power.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it's pretty loud down there. I'm glad I got these headphones on, so it kind of muffles it a little bit.
Yeah, we're in a booth, thankfully. But so far, Wilson putting out some good. Oh! Oh my gosh!
Well, I don't think he came to I don't think he came to play this season, Joe.
I think he's here to win. And look at the air off of the racing lane. And could he possibly give this Ram team their first ever BeamNG Monster Jam event victory?
He's still bouncing. I don't know how he missed that ramp. He's still under control. This is crazy.
Can he get one final move out to really capitalize on the run? It doesn't look like it. Oh.
He's going to hit it anyways.
Yeah, might as well. He was already lined up for it. What in the world?
Is he done yet? No, not yet. Well, I think he thought about parking it, but he missed the ramp.
Yeah, he was going a little bit too fast to park it. But still, Ryan Wilson put on a show for the fans here in Minneapolis. And Trey, I would be absolutely shocked if this missed out on taking the lead.
Yeah, right here. I mean, Joe, that's crazy. Almost ended the run right there, but he was able to gather it up.
And then right here, as you mentioned, this move I don't know how he missed half of the obstacles he was going around right here. Like, look at this.
Perfect. I mean, he hit it, which kind of hurt the truck some, but I don't know. I mean, he hits one of those things, it's probably over.
Yeah, exactly. And Ryan Wilson put out a run that's going to take the lead with 2 8s and an 8.5. A 24.5 puts Ryan Wilson in the hot seat in Rammunition. So, Trey, it's just the third truck out. That's a pretty big score to try and get by. We'll see if Jacob Boyd, in his first ever run in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, could do something in the ScoobyDoo. We'll see one of the fan favorite trucks. Can Jacob Boyd take it back up to the top like Samit Ozga did last season?
This is one of my favorites. I mean, it's not my favorite, dog truck. You can't beat Monster Mutt, the OG.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite cartoon?
Yeah.
Cartoon truck?
Look at that. That was a nice
the
sky
collar's
whip.
falling off.
Yeah, the
Collar.
Yeah, he hit.
It's already broke.
He hit so hard the collar basically snapped where it meets the body.
Talk about a mystery, but I mean, so far, what a wheelie that was gonna combo it up. I
Wow.
guess that's considered a triple combo, right?
Yeah, that was a nice move right there on Jacob Boyd. I mean, he may be a rookie, but Trey, he is not acting like it here in this event. Boyd is going for broke in the ScoobyDoo truck, and I mean, he has to, because with what Ryan Wilson just did, that 24.5 is not going to be easy to beat.
Just say what? That was the second truck out, and he's already yes, I forget.
Third truck.
Third. Okay, I was gonna say third, Joe, but it's it gets lost here with all the moves we see, and sometimes I forget.
Oh, and here's the first driver to hit the backflip ramp. Does it nicely in the ScoobyDoo. And how about a moonwalk off of it?
Oh, watch out for the containers behind you, but that was nice.
That was nice. Now 20 seconds left for Jacob Boyd. Now he's starting to gun it. He's airing it out, trying to get whatever move he can. And hits that jammer.
No!
Oh, no. Well,
again?
another bounce.
This is the third one.
Yeah, third one, and just not even 2 full events in. Might be seeing a lot of bouncing tricks this season.
But this move right here, Joe, was pretty nice. And hey, look, it was a perfect backflip this time.
It was.
And
look at that. Pretty good
timed it out.
moonwalk.
Gonna say timed that out pretty perfectly there. Didn't hit the containers. Was able to continue on.
Yep, and then right here, unfortunately, just kind of caught that ramp. And
I'm counting that as a single jump.
It's one of those jammers, which are always single jumps. And
the ears,
yeah,
no.
the ears come off, and right here, that those dumpsters were there, and he tried to save it, but the dumpsters were not budging. As we'll see the scores for Jacob Boyd and the ScoobyDoo. Left some time on the clock. It's going to tie him with Overboard at a 19. Disappointing for Jacob Boyd to not fill the clock here in that fourth truck out. Well, next out, Tevin Maxwell in the Saigon Shaker. We'll see what Tevin can do. Came over from Avenger last season where he didn't see too much success. We'll see if the Saigon Shaker could be just a little bit better to him this season. Start the 90 seconds. Ooh, that was a little bit dangerous there, Trey, with how he landed.
A little bit of a shaky start, huh?
Yep.
You see what I did? You see what I did?
I do see what you did. Now here he is into some donuts, and I think after that shaky start, he's trying to calm down a little bit.
We're bringing the puns back.
Yes, we are. Well, I did one pun yesterday. You did one today. So next week we'll see.
Pun yesterday? I didn't catch it.
It was a UFO. With the
Oh,
invasion.
that's right. I didn't catch it. I'm upset with myself now.
Well, there's sure to be more to come that you will catch throughout the season. Oh no!
Oh, he's not gonna be able to catch this though.
No.
Oh, what a bad ending.
And you know what? That reminded me a lot, as he didn't even fill half the clock. That reminded me a lot of yesterday. Aaron Abel in the Dalmatian wheelied into one of those jammer obstacles. And with Abel, he broke a wheel off. With Maxwell, he went over forwards.
Oh, I mean, the back of his truck plants and then just digs and does not come out. And 99% of the time, you're just along for the ride at that point.
Yep, and unfortunately for Tevin Maxwell, kind of picking up where he left off last season in that Avenger truck. Another lower score, a 10.5, the lowest score of the night for Tevin Maxwell in the Saigon Shaker thus far. And now another truck with its first ever event in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series. It's Axe with Josh Things behind the wheel. Josh Things has competed here in the past and knows how to get it done. We'll see if he can try and carry this momentum to this Axe truck and give it a good first ever run in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series.
That's a very unique looking truck.
Yes, it is. You know what? It reminds me a lot of Time Flies.
Time Flies? Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I thought as soon as I saw the front end and the way it's shaped. And we know the history of time flies. That truck had some great runs, so
Yes.
I'm expecting some great runs out of this one as well.
Yeah, the Raymer family always brought their stuff, whether it be Rosalie in the Wildflower or Kelvin Ray.
Time.
Yeah, time flies. So yeah, we'll have to see what Josh Things can do in this Axe truck. And so far, Trey, one of the more solid runs we've seen. He has momentum. He's not going too crazy thus far, but he has had some really good momentum in this Axe truck. Really get from one obstacle to the next.
So what is the Axe truck? Like, is it based off something?
I think it's just as a nod to like the FDNY, stuff like that, just firefighters in general.
Okay, gotcha. That would make sense then. I see where the axe comes from. But I think he's gonna put up some flames, I guess you could say, with some big moves here, and this time at least it won't need any emergency services.
That was a nice backflip right there. Nice calm backflip, as now he's into the final 10 seconds, gunning it for the back of the MX Hill. Gets some nice air off of it, lands it down nicely. Can he get one final move out? And some donuts, those will count. They came right at 0. Nicely done.
That was a solid run.
Yeah, I don't know, because obviously Ryan Wilson had a lot going his way in that Rammunition, but I could definitely see this challenging for second place, trying to beat that 20.5 set by Blacksmith, but I just don't think it's going to beat the 24.5 that we saw out of Ryan Wilson.
Yeah, I can definitely see this being, a very high medium run.
Well, there it is. 777's a 21, currently second place for Josh Things in the Axe Monster truck. Now another driver who's no stranger to success. David Spears last season drove Predator to an event win in the final week of competition. Now he's behind the wheel of Obsessed. We know the history with Obsessed. It's had some good runs in the past, had some event victories, but it's also had some very terrible crashes. David Spears looking to bring more of the event wins rather than the terrible crashes.
Yeah, it seems like it's a 50-50 with this truck whenever it comes out.
It is a trend that anyone who gets behind the wheel of this truck has to find a way to hit wall protection with the roof or with the front, or just find some way to hit the truck on the roof.
You think they know that?
David Spears is really, really hoping that that trend does not continue here this season. And so far, he's been pretty aggressive in this Obsessed truck, and right there, even more aggressive over the racing lane as he's now halfway into the run. So far, a solid start. Can he finish the final half of the run just like he started it? Maybe even crazier. Oh my gosh, that's crazier.
What a bounce that was.
That worked out pretty well for him.
That was strange. I mean, that was pretty smooth if you think about it in the way the bounce worked out.
Some of these things that happen, I just don't know how they happen, but I'm sure the drivers do not question it if it works out their way. But for Spears, he definitely needs to pick up the momentum, pick up the moves like we saw out of Ryan Wilson, really went big in that Rammunition truck. And for Spears, by no means has it been a bad run, as that's a nice move right there, but definitely needs something big to end out these final few seconds. And with where he is, I don't know if he's going to get another move.
Yeah, he's kind of in no man's land right there, which is weird to say because of how compact this place is, but he does not get it off, Joe. He's going to go for a backflip too, and oh, that would have helped the score.
Yes, it would have, because that was the first one off of the 8-pack backflip ramp, and still going on for the fans. And another truck is going to be able to park it and drive it off the track, and even, amping the fans up with the throttle right there. Very solid run for David Spears in the Obsessed. But as mentioned, I just don't think he had enough to really contend with the top runners.
Yeah, I think it was the same thing we saw, and I mean, just kind of a good, solid run. Sadly, this didn't count, and I mean, we'll have to see what the score is, but I bet you if it did count, it would have helped.
It probably would have. You see right there, 19.5, so you have to think if that counts a point or two higher. So Obsessed, David Spears, 19.5. And now here's the other Ram truck. His teammate currently leads in Rammunition, Ryan Wilson, but this man, Trey, back in Season 2, he drove the Rammunition truck. Keyshawn Richardson back with the Ram team, this time in Raminator.
Holy cow!
Well, we know it has power, and Keyshawn just confirmed that for us.
Yeah, that was, he flew.
Yes, he did, and you know what? He has to fly, because his teammate went crazy. Wow, that was also crazy. I don't know how he ended up on the top of the MX Hill and all that.
I learned not to question things that happen, Joe.
That is true. But right here, look at this go. Oh!
Wow.
That was a nice save.
That was very unique. Every time I see this truck as he goes for a backflip, he lost the hood. I always feel like they're really bulky.
Yeah, they do look a little bulky, but obviously it hasn't affected them so far because Ryan Wilson put out one heck of a run. Keyshawn Richardson is doing great in this Raminator truck so far, and I mean, this Ram team, their return back to the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, they have to be pretty pleased with what they've been seeing so far.
Oh! Upside down. Not going to be able to pull out of it this one.
Oh, yeah, it's not even... He may have hurt the engine.
I think he broke something, yeah.
But look, those wheels are not turning. It did not have power to those wheels at all. There was not enough torque, I don't think, behind the wheels to get those wheels to spin.
It's not good when you see one side turning and the other one not.
Well, you know what, Trey? We talk about how much power these Hemi engines have. They don't have the torque, it looks like, to get the wheels to start spinning if they need to.
That was a hard hit right there, and, I mean, did a nice job of calming the truck down as you can see his hands working the wheels, and right here, backflip.
There goes the hood.
Yeah, there goes the hood.
That's a staple of backflip ramps, and came back down to meet him.
This little moonwalk there.
Yeah, that was a mini moonwalk, but should get some points. But right here, this is the end of the run, and as we've seen much of the runs that have ended early here tonight, it's just been the fact that it's so compact out there.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's... Oof.
Yeah, he definitely broke something.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be happening. And for Keyshawn Richardson, not the return to the BeamNG Monster Jam Series he was hoping for. Obviously not going to be too high of a score. He left some time on the clock. A 14.5. The second lowest score so far here tonight for Keyshawn Richardson. And here's a truck no stranger to the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, but a rookie behind the wheel, Caden Kessler, now in the Son of a Digger, trying to put this truck back to the glory that we've seen out of Jake Galloway and Brendan Zarland of season past. We'll see if Kessler can live up to the hype in the Son of a Digger.
Yeah, I think when you get in this truck, you're not allowed to let off the gas, is what I heard.
I don't think so. Oh!
Oh, no.
No way. Trey, how does this happen?
What? How is that balancing?
I think everyone in the stadium is so confused, and no one knows what to do. Are they going to be able to get that down?
I hope so. That's in the vulnerable... How does that happen?
I mean, so... Let's see. Oh, my gosh.
That doesn't explain anything.
It's like
that makes no sense.
The bar wedged its way into the ramp, and then the other part of the bar wedged its way into the top, and it just kind of, like a mount, like a bracket, just kind of held it there.
You want to talk about physics not making sense, Joe?
Yeah, that's it. That defies gravity.
That's it.
9.81 meters per second squared does not make sense anymore. And right there, the judges can't do anything. There was a lot of time on the clock, not many moves. It's a 5.5, the lowest score so far this season. Well, Trey, after physics just took the runoff for Caden Kessler, maybe it's back for Griffin Lynn and the Titan. I don't know, but you know, this truck we've seen has some success as of late in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, and Griffin Lynn, we'll see what he can do in this Titan truck.
Yeah, he already showed up big off that racing lane, and I'm glad to see they got the truck down from the weird position.
It couldn't have been too hard. You just get, you know, you attach it to whatever you use to get the trucks off the track, and you just pull, and eventually it has to give out.
Hope for the best.
Yeah, maybe it breaks the frame, but you should be able to get it out.
Oh, talking about breaking something. What? He balanced that on
one wheel.
All right.
That was amazing.
Well, Joe, I don't think physics is on.
I don't know. That was at least a little bit, you know, more reasonable than what we just saw in the Son of a Digger. But
well, it's not over yet.
Look at that! Oh my gosh, he had smoke come out in the middle of the air.
I think you better tap the throttle a little bit.
Yeah, that engine was under some strain, but Griffin Lynn going big in the Titan, trying to end out the run how he started. If he can, maybe he can try and contend for one of the top spots. Final 30 seconds, and here comes a backflip.
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice backflip out of Griffin Lynn. Now, he gets it back into the first and second gear and guns it right here. He's going to land on the MX hill, and now he's off the side of it.
Hold on.
Wow, that truck had a lot of power to get out of that.
Not done yet.
Oh my gosh.
How is that so good?
Well, I don't think now he's into some donuts. Might as well end up the run like that.
There it goes. Hey, look, he's breakdancing.
You called it, Trey. You called it.
That was a wild last 10, 15 seconds.
That went from such a calm run to one of the more crazy runs we've seen tonight. In like this, after this, everything went off the rails.
Yeah, it definitely flipped a switch in something and
Right.
caused a lot of craziness.
He got flung with that hit right there.
I don't understand how the truck held together.
Yeah, 4-link, tie rod, nothing broke. And right there, just decided the clock was up. Might as well end it.
That poor backflip rap's taking abuse tonight.
Yes, it is. It's been getting a lot of views out there. Score to be is a 24.5 from Ryan Wilson in Rammunition. And the scores are a 21.5. That'll be second place right now for Titan and Griffin Lynn. Just 4 trucks left and 4 of the more popular trucks in Monster Jam. Brunsonic brings out the Avenger for Team Scream, starting out the 9 seconds over the back of the MX Hill.
Is that the junkyard?
Yeah, that's like a rusted junkyard run, I believe. I'm not mistaken. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but that was World Final 17.
I like it. It looks. I always like when cars take the more rustic look. You know, the natural weather.
Yep. It's like this one's been sat in a junkyard, and Jim Kohler took it and said, I can use this. And crazy man he is, he made it work.
We know how it normally ends up, right?
Oh, like that? Oh! What a save!
Good. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm surprised nothing broke. And, oh, look out! Oh!
You were saying, Joe?
Oh, no!
Oh!
He's still trying. The roof is off. He's still trying.
Tires broke. Roof is off. Body's broken.
And he's done.
Well,
35 seconds left for Brunsonic.
He might have a headache here.
Yeah, and it had so much promise after this right here. I mean, look at it. This was a great save down in the corner. Look at that.
You don't think that kind of loosened the tire, do you?
It could have. Yeah, absolutely. Because I
it
believe that's
was
the tire.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah, definitely.
And then watch this landing right here. This is going to hurt in the morning.
That's the headache.
Oh, he didn't even touch the back of the truck.
No, it was right on the roof. That's going to be a headache. I'm surprised he was able to keep in it and keep trying.
I don't think he might just, maybe the throttle got stuck or something. I don't know if he meant to stick into it. That probably hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it hurt a lot probably for Brunsonic. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the best of scores for the Avenger. 2 4-5s and a 4 gives Minnick a 13, one of the lower scores we've seen tonight here in Minneapolis. Now there were 3 in the yellow Bounty Hunter. We have Lathan Strickland, and think about this man, 2 seasons ago he did pilot Bounty Hunter. Then last season went to Lucas Oil Crusader. Now he's back a Bounty Hunter.
Oh, maybe he liked Bounty Hunter better, Joe.
He did have a little bit more success, I think, in the Bounty Hunter. So we'll see if Strickland can bring that success again. And so far, he is no stranger to going big in this truck, and he's picking up right where he left off in this Bounty Hunter truck a few seasons ago.
This was always such a weird yellow to me.
Yeah, it's a mix.
Faded.
It's a mix. Yeah, I was about to say it's a mix between a really faded yellow and a really bright yellow.
It's very strange. I know that.
Yeah, you don't see this yellow often.
No, not
wow.
Often, but we know Strickland's going to make you remember it.
No.
Oh.
That is it.
Is that suspension?
That 4-link it looks like, but definitely broke some sway bars on it too, it looks like.
He went from high highs to sitting lower than it should be.
Yeah, that was a hard hit for Lathan Strickland right here. Great sky wheelie, just too much force on the back of the truck.
Oh. What all is broken there?
A lot. I think it's a lot more than just a 4-link.
That's money, Joe.
Yes, and normally they build these 2 extreme racing trucks well. They don't normally break, and that just shows how much force went into that hit right there for it to break like that.
Yeah, that might be just past
wear and tear.
The stress going. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once again, another lower score. There was a lot of time left on the clock. Not too many moves. It's only an 11 for Lathan Strickland. Just 2 drivers remain. And here we go, Trey. You know what? First time in the BeamNG Monster Jam series for Johnny Hernandez in the Gravedigger, but does that name sound familiar to you?
Is it any relation to Anthony?
Yeah, it would be his father here, Trey. So,
is that so?
So
they're driving for different teams.
Yeah, what do you get when you have a father and a son competing against each other from rival teams? Well, you can only think if they're in the same event, which they are going to be next week in Houston. It's going to be one heck of a show to see who can top who.
What do you think the family dinner's like?
Oh, it's definitely a little bit heated now. I mean, do you think Anthony was like, hey, Dad, you know what? You want to get the monster gym? I could probably help you with that. And Johnny said, well, yeah, but I'm going to Gravedigger. What do you think that conversation was like?
I don't think they sit on the same side of the table, I can tell you that.
Nope, and probably not across from each other either, because they're
They definitely split the bill.
Yeah, there'd be some food flung. And, you know what?
That's
Johnny Hernandez, he's driving a lot like a Hernandez here because I don't know if Anthony got his tricks from his father or if his father's getting tricks from Anthony.
Hold on.
Nice save.
You know, Joe, I don't want to say anything, but I think his wheels held on longer than his son's did.
Yes, and his run already has gone longer than his son's as he's into the final 20 seconds. Johnny Hernandez putting out one solid performance in his first ever start.
Oh my goodness.
Huge air, the truck absorbs it well, gunning it into that ramp.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, just like his teammate Zidell.
He's driving it like an Anderson.
Oh
my goodness.
Well, he drove that one a little bit too much like Dennis Anderson there off a backflip ramp.
He finished the time.
Yes, he did. And you know what, mate? Do you think Ryan Wilson could be shaking a little bit?
I think I would be.
Like, I think this momentum a lot better than what we saw out of the Rammunition. The problem is, I don't think the moves were there. Those wow factors could have been missing a little bit.
It's definitely a 50-50 here.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going to side with, but right here, again, how did it not break?
Yeah, this truck is put together well.
And then he's going to go right into the backflip and
turning while doing it.
Backflip,
twist,
corkscrew.
Ooh,
oh,
just like Avenger.
That hurts.
Yes, it does.
What did the judges say, Joe?
Yeah, this is going to be close. 24.5 is the score to beat from Rammunition. The judges say not enough. It's a 23. He's going to move into second place, but just one truck left to knock off Ryan Wilson. And that one truck, once again, 20th anniversary of Maximum Destruction, and how fitting for Max Davis to be in the Max D. His first ever start in the BeamNG Monster Jam Series, and he's the final truck out in Minneapolis going for a win in the first week of competition. And could he be the first Maxi truck to win in this 20th anniversary?
The more I look at this truck, the more I like it.
Wow!
All right. Well, if that explains anything.
Well, when your teammates are Anthony Hernandez and Jordan Stout, you're going to be expected to drive like a veteran in your first week.
Oh my goodness. He's
Look at
flying.
this. Oh, look out.
Oh!
Nicely
That was
saved,
weird.
but he has to back it up.
Well, why do you think that happened?
It was weird that the rear went up like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to
it's happening again!
It. Suspension issues, maybe?
It could be. This is a weird... Well, he's still gonna... He's not letting up, even though with the issues that are happening.
All right, well, anyways, he's going to continue on here. He's got about 45 seconds left in this run. He's doing stuff great, but if he wants to beat our current leader, he might have to step it up sooner than he wants to.
Yes, 35 seconds left. He needs something big. Here's some donuts, these Maximum Cyclones. He's even getting it like Tom Mentz would.
I don't think he can do it with the way the truck's acting.
Well, that was like a Tom Mentz cyclone where you get up on the side and put it back down. That was amazing. Now final 20 seconds. Get a cross with the MXO. Oh! It's a backflip off the MXO. Look at him drive off it with a wheelie.
I don't think he was expecting it to do that.
No, and he just stood on the gas, and it worked. Now final 12 seconds.
Nice. Oh, the truck's broke, Joe.
Yeah, the front is... I don't know if it's hanging or loose. But he's going... Oh!
Well, it doesn't matter now.
No, it does not.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
He's bounced it. Well, his teammate bounced it too, didn't he?
We're averaging 2 a show.
Oh, well, final truck out. What do you say, Trey? Does that beat the 24.5?
I don't know. I don't know.
This.
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, if it does, it's solely because of that, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's where the truck broke too, and he was able to continue it. I don't think he meant for it to backflip there.
Nope.
But it did. And then right here as well.
Look at this.
Nice air, and this is what leads him up right into the backflip, right?
Yep, he does not let off. He knows it's coming up, But typical Max D way, you don't let up if something's coming up.
No, of course not. Why would you? And then he's just gonna rest it right there.
All right, well, we'll see. Once again, 24.5 from Ryan Wilson, the score to beat for Max Davis. He's the final hope for Team Max D here in week 1. He's done it! It's a 25! Max Davis in his rookie event, Trey, is the winner here in Minneapolis.
Is that you think that's scary to the other competitors?
Oh, I think it is. If that's just his first ever event, Trey, and with the Max D 20th anniversary tour, you have to expect these Max D drivers are going to be on it all throughout the season. And who knows, Max Davis could be the one to bring Max D that first ever BeamNG Monster Jam World Finals Championship.
It's too Joe. I'll be honest, too early to tell. But honestly, I could see it happening if he continues this up.
And once again, in second place, great run from Ryan Wilson in the Rammunition. Held on for so many trucks. He was the third truck out, got second place. Down here, a lot of these drivers had misfortunes like Son of a Digger, Saigon Shaker, Bounty Hunter, Avenger. All these drivers down here really ended their run short and didn't fill out the full 90 seconds. But that is it from the first week of the 5th season of the BeamNG Monster Jam Series. Tune in next week. The first event will be in Atlanta, Georgia, where there are some big names competing there like Jordan Stout and Eli Bright. Don't miss it next week on JRTV.